Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Rowan. Welcome to Lyranwitch, and today we're going to do another collective message. Thank you to everyone who takes the time to like, share, and subscribe. You guys are awesome, leaving so many comments, sending me emails. Thank you for your donations, and thank you for booking with me one-on-one, which you can do on my website, which is listed below. Just so you guys know, I will never be in the comments soliciting readings. I don't do that. And I have scammers who pretend to be me. So just use your discernment. You can only book through my website. And I will hopefully see you guys there because I have some new stuff that just came up. Okay. So today, I was hearing childhood whenever I started tapping into the energy. And I know we're going to be connecting to the collective energy of the elephants. To those of you who are new to the channel, I'm an animal intuitive, so that means that I connect to the energies of animal collectives, not the band, like a collective of energy from animals that are alive in the spirit realm and their galactic counterparts. So we'll be connecting to the elephants today and seeing what they have to share about humanity at this time. So as far as the tarot goes, we have the Eight of Cups in reverse, Queen of Wands in reverse, the Chariot, Queen of Pentacles reversed, Five of Swords reversed, and Strength in reverse. What I'm taking this to mean is that a lot of you are feeling or have felt really sapped of your passion, but you're still driving yourself forward. A lot of you have been going through burnout or are recovering from burnout. And you were, I'm being told, kind of set up for this from your family unit in a lot of ways. Some of you might be autistic and going through autistic or ADHD burnout or something similar, or PTSD maybe. I'm not a doctor, just throwing that out there. Go to a licensed professional if you have actual medical concerns. This is a reading for entertainment. But some of you may have those things going on, and that could contribute as to why. But for a lot of you, I'm actually feeling that you had families, specifically women in your family, that were overworkers or overgivers to the point where it was like ingrained in you that that's how things are done. And you watched whoever this feminine figure was in your life go through cycle after cycle of defeat while feeling no strength at all. But this person, I'm being told, didn't really speak about their emotions. They spoke about their physical body. So they would probably complain a lot about fatigue and stuff like that, but they weren't connecting with people in a conscious way, so they weren't talking honestly about how they were feeling. They definitely weren't tapped into their inner being or their inner child, and that's why they worked themselves so hard. There was something about needing to make sure that what they felt a responsibility for everything around them and everybody around them, but not for themselves. This was like to their own neglect. And some of you have really gotten to the point where you've let things that you really care about or that are fun for you go to the back burner because you're so focused on work, or just making sure that you're meeting milestones or checking boxes, or I'm hearing appearances, like making appearances at places that you're expected to be. Yeah, going through the cycles of life the way that you feel that you might be expected to. And inspiration is something that I feel all of you are very creative people, but I feel like inspiration has definitely been waning at this time, or you're just feeling like you need to get back to that very soon. With the Queen of Wands coming up in reverse here, I'm feeling this drive to get back to your most creative self. And what you've been realizing is that you've been in your mind a lot more than you've been in your heart space. Now, whenever you go to your heart space, there's a lot of grief there. With this kind of family unit, this kind of feminine figure in your family, whether that's your mom, grandma, sister, aunt, whoever it is for you, or even like a family friend, a friend that you consider family or something like this, whoever this was that you were growing up with, I feel like it's left you with a lot of grief about the relationship you deserved but didn't get. Okay? And every time that you go back to your heart space to focus on the creative parts of things in your art and your things that make you happy, It's like you're met with this shadow, so it's easier almost to avoid it in a lot of ways. And Spirit is really asking you to use this chariot energy to explore your heart space. Use this perseverance to get to the heart of things. And, if that means going and talking to a therapist about that, do that. If that means journaling or taking extra time to, you can't make it up. I didn't even read this yet. The word wants to be written. So if this is like journaling for you, writing your story, do that, because writing is a really amazing tool for processing trauma, because people can't tell you it didn't happen. Like, it's written down already. So it kind of eliminates any space that people might usually have jumped in on and told you that you were wrong about the way things actually were. So even if you don't show it to anybody, it kind of can be really affirming in that way. Now, this came up in reverse with power of attraction. The reason why things are taking so long to come in the way that you want them to in your life is because this grief needs to be dealt with. Like, your heart space is always your true north of where is going to be the most fun for you and the most effective moving forward of things that you really enjoy in your life. It tells you where the momentum is moving forward, right? And whenever you have something that isn't dealt with in your heart space, it keeps you locked into a lot of allegiances that you might not have chose otherwise, especially with people that are very toxic for you. And I know this has been coming up in a lot of readings for a long time for me if you're not new to the channel. But with the 10 here, there's a lot of relationship cycles that are being completed at this time. A lot of people that have disrupted your trust in yourself and your trust in them. So there's a lot of betrayal here. There's a lot of people who tried to dismantle your work or dismantle dismantle good things that were coming into your life, whether that's through a smear campaign, gossip. I'm seeing a lot of talk here. And as I'm connecting this to the energy that initially brought this wave of this narrative in, which is the elephants, I'm seeing a bunch of elephants standing around and protecting a little one, and they're saying this is what was missing. And this is a big cycle for a lot of humanity that's happening right now, is realizing the family unit is inherently flawed. There's a lot of ideas and dogmas about what a family unit should be, but ultimately what it comes down to is that every one of them is going to be unique, but they should all be based in the heart space. And because humanity is so cut off from its heart space, the elephants are saying that it's never going to be addressed unless each individual that is aware and able to receive this message is fearless enough to go into their heart space and feel the emotions that need to come out. And know that even though these emotions that are coming up feel like they have no end, they do have an end. There is a finite end to the amount of heavy grief, like overwhelming grief. There is a certain point where you can go beyond your old limits and get to a new space within yourself. And even though the grief will come back again over time, because it does take a long time, it'll be less and less as it comes back. It's more and more manageable. They're also showing me, I'm seeing like a circle of elephants that are picking up dust in their trunk and kind of throwing it over their bodies. Which I believe is how they take dust baths to like clean themselves and stuff. So there's like this need to cleanse yourself. And it's almost like, it's funny they're bringing up a dirt bath, because healing from this kind of family trauma, especially if you're the first in your family to even realize it's trauma or put a name to it, it doesn't feel like you're getting clean. It really is like taking a dust bath. Like, there's points where you feel a lot dirtier after you go through certain things, because everyone around you is going to start turning on you in a way. Like, whenever you set boundaries with people who are really used to taking advantage of you, they are going to be upset and you're going to hear about it. But what I'm seeing here is that everything will be fine here. Definitely stay in your boundaried energy and see it for what it is, which is one small step on your journey. The thing is, whenever you allow space for people to come in and can question your boundaries, they're like picking pieces out of the wall that you've had to build. to prevent toxicity from entering. And over time, they try to disintegrate the wall. But if you don't even give them the opportunity to pick at it, that's what's most important, because there are some trickster energies coming up here. And with Crow here, crows tell it like it is. Like, they're loud no matter who doesn't want to hear them. They do not care. They say what they need to say. And this is the energy that it's really important to be in right now. Spirit is saying that even though it feels like you're the only one going through this, there's a lot of other people that are going through this. It's important to network right now with people that are at the same point as you or doing better than you in their recovery journey. And also know that ants can carry like 100 times their weight. And this is kind of that energy of, even though it feels like it's too much, you're capable. It doesn't mean it was supposed to happen like this. These people in your family had many, many chances along the way to get their shit together and wake up to spirit, and they're choosing not to. They're choosing not to listen to their guides. So I'm not the kind of reader who's going to come in here and be like, oh, well, you're just meant to do it. Like, it has to be you. Like, it didn't have to be you. That's the thing. That's the thing about this stuff. There's free will. But because you are very courageous and because you want better for your life, it's your choice. Your choice is, yeah, you might have to clean up some of the things that have been left behind by other people if you want to make that metamorphosis. It's not about the other people at this point. It's about, do I want my life to get better? So even though it is unfair in a lot of ways that it falls on the cycle breaker to do that stuff, I don't think it's right to tell people like, oh, just God wanted you to do it that way. I don't think it's like that. I think it's just a matter of like, here's the options, here's the consequence of making the choice to get better. That's what it is. Like, some people have more mud to pick up than others, and it's not fair and it sucks. But ultimately you do come out very, very strong. And you're not going to be like rebuilding walls. This is how I always read this card. You're not going to be rebuilding other people's walls, upholding other people's narratives, because some of you have abusers in your family and you've been upholding their narrative your whole life because that's how you were raised, or it was keeping the peace or whatever. And it's not your job anymore. That's what this whole cycle that's coming up here that we're now entering is about. With the changing of seasons right now, this season that we're in right now and coming into the next, you're going to see a lot of people making way different choices with their family members and with the world at large, because the way that people communicate is changing. The elephants are also bringing up like very low vibrational noise that only they can hear. Like, humans can't hear this. And it carries for miles and miles, and that's how they can speak to each other and give each other really simple messages. And they're saying that humans are doing this, but it's in the spiritual world. Like, humans are capable of this spiritually. And it's important that we almost start picking up these energies from other light workers. That this is basically like soul family getting ready to come together. And this is something that readers have been talking about for years and years and years, but honestly, it takes a lot of moving other things out of the way to be able to step into interacting with like soul family. Because odds are, not everyone in your soul family had to deal with as much mud they had to move out of the way to get to the next stage. Literally, you can't make it up. 10 of Wands in reverse. Like, not everybody has to move all of that stuff. Some of them come in and they have less work to do. They've been in this high vibrational energy longer, and that makes it harder for anyone who's been moving a lot of crap to move up to that energy and be able to sense where they are, or be able to be allowed to connect with them. Because for anybody that's already in the 9 of Cups and they worked to the point they were supposed to or had to for their 9 of Cups, their guides are going to make sure that there's no drama or nonsense coming in. And some of you actually have people that you're making excuses for in your life who bring you a lot of drama. And therefore, if you connected with like soul family that's already done their healing and is at the point that you really want to be at, the people you want in your life, you would be the one that's bringing drama to them. And I hate to say that, because I don't think that it's, it's not you necessarily, but it's the people that you're enabling in your life. And that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's a very real thing. And there's no judgment in this. Like, I understand this. I go through this. And it's almost like, yeah, I'm reading this card very literally here. Like, Spirit's almost confronting you with these dark energies that you have kind of allowed around or been so used to growing up, right? And it's just like, do you want this? Like, do you want to get on a boat and go across this ocean, or are you gonna stand up to this thing now? Like, the choice is yours. You have to go through this thing to get to the water. That's really the energy that's coming up here. And with the Six of Wands in reverse, this is a very dark deck. Like, if you look at this card, this is somebody that's being led around by the neck by somebody else. And here's all these people that are part of this gang or this crew in the back. And with this coming up in reverse here, like, we're leaving any kind of narratives where you're being led around by somebody else or a whole group of people behind, whether that's family, friends, whatever. I'm not saying kick everybody out of your life, but really be honest with yourself about who should be there. Who are these 10 of Cups people that you actually want to interact with? Are you still at a point, honestly, where you interact with somebody who's really happy and you're like, ugh, why are they so happy all the time? Like, if you're still there, you're not going to connect with your soul family yet. Just being honest. And trust me, I've been there. Okay. Okay, this is specific. This isn't for everybody, but for a lot of you, there's somebody in your family that has been actively working against you. That's very triggered by who you are. With the Devil in reverse coming up with this 10 of Cups, every time that they saw an avenue for a 10 of Cups for you, they were doing something to maneuver and block that. You're doing something to confuse your way so that you either wandered off the path that would have led you to that, or the people you were interacting with went off the path. It is dark, and it's because they wanted to hold on to your energy. It's sick. Like, they wanted to hold on to it because they thought that they could materially benefit. Some of you have a physical skill or a job-related skill that somebody in your family is either exploiting or wants to exploit in some way. This is specific. Somebody has a family business that it might not be immediate to your parents and stuff, but there's some kind of family business, and there's somebody in your extended family or something that wants to involve you, or some of them want to involve you. And it's like they're trying to do energy work or spell work or something to get you involved because they think that you'll benefit the business. This is weird. And for others of you, this is more of a family member, or for some of you it's parents, but whoever they are, they don't have their lives together. They party, or they sleep with a lot of people or something, and you might be the exact opposite. And now that person's getting older, they're like, why didn't I do that? And they're jealous, and it's really just envy. It's weird. It's so strange because there is overall for everybody here this energy of your family, or whoever this is for you, having a lot of opportunities that they passed up or threw away or squandered, and you had one opportunity and are making the most of it, or you worked really hard and have just made the most of everything that was aligned in your path. And these people are just like, why don't you give us that cup, that one cup that you got when we had all these other opportunities? Yeah, 10 of Wands in reverse and 6 of Swords in reverse. This person is realizing at this point, because I think you've woken up to this. I feel like I'm confirming this for a lot of you and you already know. Whoever this is for you, it's like this person has realized that trying to steal from you, whether energetically or physically in some way, has only like increased their burdens and nothing is sticking to you. A lot of them judge the way you live. Like with that dust bath coming up here, some of them like might say that you're dirty or something. That's weird. So if you ever dealt with like depression or something like that, like in your house is dirty, they might have said something like that to you, which is horrible. I'm sorry if you dealt with that. They might have just made fun of you for your choices because you don't have a lot of money or didn't have a lot of money. We have the 10 of Pentacles coming up here. This came up in reverse. So either you didn't have money or you made choices that made you seem like lower class to these people. Stupid. Like it even affects them. You know what I mean? Like, this is just weird. Like, for example, if maybe you didn't have enough resources for whatever reason, maybe something came up in your life and you needed to like go out and like sell your vehicle and decided to just take the bus to work or whatever. Like, this is the kind of person that would be like, I can't believe you'd take the bus. What do you think everybody thinks of you now? Like, that's so low class. Only such and such people do that. And it's like, meanwhile, you're saving a ton of money. And, you know, with this Queen of Wands, maybe you have more time to work on your passions on the bus, on the way to work or whatever. Like, it's something like that. That's just stupid. And this person they have a very set way of thinking about things that isn't even based in reality. It's like based in, I'm hearing reality TV. I don't know. It's like this person has always gotten the ace in their life. They might have gotten a lot more aces or opportunities than you did in life. And every time they never move past the ace. Like, they're doing something to meet appearances for other people. Like, this is almost like a grandiose narcissist type of energy or something like that. Meanwhile, they're like miserable, as all narcissists are, right? In their heart of hearts. Like, you know, they're not really paying attention to their actual relationships, or they might have other family connections that are very unfulfilling for them, that they've only made worse through their behavior, but they're always being led around the nose by these people and trying to impress them, even though these people have done nothing good for them or with them, or, you know, they're not really connecting with people in a real way. Yeah, they're not satisfied with their life, and their finances and stuff are also off, I'm hearing. Like, they've done all this stuff to make it look like they have money, but they don't actually have money anymore, or something like that. For a lot of you, it's really seemed like this person has gotten good thing after good thing after good thing, and you're like, they don't even appreciate what they have. And I have Justice in reverse here, the World, 3 of Cups, and the Lovers. For some of you, this is going to lead to this person getting a divorce. For others, this will be their partner like cheating on them because this person hasn't taken care of their relationship at all. This is like a real ending, and this person feeling really caged but not being able to do anything about it. Like constricted and caged. So, you know, even if you're like living a very different way than you had anticipated in your life, I feel like you enjoy your life. This person is absolutely not enjoying their life. And I think that's like literally, I was about to say that's a part of their karma. And then Judgment comes out. For some of you, you're literally not going to see this 9 of Swords come for this person, but they're absolutely suffering. And it's not that we like wish suffering on people, but this is more, I feel like this message is to say like there is an order to things in this universe. Like, you know, people who mistreat others are dealt with. is basically what the elephants are saying. Like, it's coming through as this energy of, they want you to understand that there is equilibrium that is always achieved in this universe, because a part of what's blocking you in particular, listener, from whatever is happening with you feeling really blocked in your own heart and therefore not being able to get to like your soul family yet, is you're like almost waiting for whoever this was that really, really harmed you to be like caged or whatever. Like, you're waiting to see some kind of consequence in a way, because, okay, let me try to explain this, because I recognize this energy, I understand it, but it's very difficult to explain. So sometimes if something really traumatic happened in your life, it feels more valid in a way to stay and wait for justice to happen, or to try and focus on justice happening instead of releasing it in your own self and trusting that it's okay, I can move forward. And the reason that can happen sometimes, at least in my experience, is if you experience something that nobody else believed you about, or people took advantage of you because of, or something like this, it's almost like you're forming a memorial to remember the fact that the old you went through this and it wasn't fair, because there's been no visible fairness happening. And Spirit is telling me, and the elephants are bringing through this message, it is so, so important to know that things are fair. And this person, whoever this was for you, is not going to be able to move out of the horrible life they designed for themselves. Like, they're literally walking into their own cage. A lot of them, they're already in this cage. And what that means is, like, if they created a horrible marriage for themselves, they're going to have to sit in that. They're not going to be able to, like, go anywhere or change anything in their life that's really driving them insane. And over time, like, you might not see it on the outside because this person is fake as hell, but this person is sitting at home writing about the way they wish their life could be. This person does not have freedom in some way. And for a lot of you, it's actually in their relationship. They have a horrendous relationship that's making them insane. And this person, whoever it is, brings a total lack of balance to their life. They're always like messing up whatever this person is trying to manifest in their life. And that's because this person did this to you. They attracted exactly what they are. And with the Empress here, this is really telling me that Spirit gives you victory over your enemies. This person is like locked in a cage. They're not going to be able to come and like bother you with your life, because the chaos is just building in their own, and they're going to be so distracted with that they will never be able to bother you like they did again. But it's up to you to not give them the option, because if you invite them in, they will be allowed. But if you like really mean the boundaries that your heart is guiding you to, this person will not ever be allowed to do this again. So the next step for you is letting go of this memorial, kind of like mourning that the old you had to go through this, and spending time with that old version of you. Now, definitely look back at the last video I did, which is about the bats and timeline jumping. Okay, so timelines are very, very important with this kind of healing. You can spend time with another aspect of self by meditating, by being mindful, by intending, all of those things. And we'll get more into that in other videos. But definitely check that out, and check out the Patreon extended for that, which was probably the most powerful one I've brought through so far. And I don't ever say that, so check it out. But yeah, let go of this memorial. Give yourself that closure. This other person is never going to give you closure, and nobody around you will ever give you closure. That's what the Seven of Swords is about. It's like you're carrying too much. You've been training for this final showdown that's never going to happen. Just release it. You know, like, these people are not going to be allowed to surround you anymore and bother you. They're done. Like, these enemies have been removed. Wheel of Fortune, you're moving forward now. And in this one, this is like a sacrifice. I feel like the sacrifice is over. Like they tried to sacrifice or did sacrifice the old you, and now you're like rushing out of there. So just be sure of what you want manifesting your life moving forward, or designing your life moving forward. I don't love the term manifesting, to be honest. Just really sit with what you want. Spend time in your heart space. Learn how to sit with the pain, because it does end if you sit with it long enough and learn to accept it. And from there, decide what you actually want. Now, once you decide what you actually want and how your daily life would look moving forward, if you were getting exactly what you want, then those things are going to come into your life in a real way. Like the Hierophant is usually somebody who's kind of grounded in the physical world, but also in the spirit world. And I feel like this is going to be things lining up for you in the way that you want, as soon as you, with the Lovers, bring the two parts of yourself together from the past and present, okay? Do we have anything else today, please? I think that is all. We'll get some more messages from the elephants, I'm sure, moving forward, but this is a message that's been wanting to come out for a while. So definitely be sure to like, share, and subscribe if this resonated for you. I hope this helped whoever it was meant to. Be sure to check out the new offerings I have on my website, ranging from animal communication readings to personal readings, and also spiritual instruction, which is spiritual coaching. So I do teach animal communication, how to do readings, how to connect with your inner guidance, all of that different stuff. And I do energy healing as well. So let me know what you guys want to see in the future with these videos. If there's a certain animal that really is speaking to you lately and you want me to channel them, we can do that. And be sure to check out my Patreon. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.